Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're going to take LR Cell into the Legendary Goku event and sort of see how well he's going to handle himself in here. I do think he's actually going to be very, very good. I do think Cell's probably one of the better units for this event as well. Now, right now my plans are, we're going to finish up this, and then I do want to go through the event both with the Kamehameha category team, and then I also want to go through it with the Android/Cell Saga category team. I think the Android/Cell Saga team will probably be a little bit more difficult. Okay, so LR Cell, he doesn't really build up or anything, right? We're not really, like, aiming to reach anything. There's no real, like, goal with LR Cell, right? He's just going to be strong the whole way through the event. Now, right here, right away, is the only time he's going to have type disadvantage, right here in this physical part of the fight. So int-type units, I don't think this is going to be too bad either. But even int-type units, yeah, 90k, that's fine. Int-type units have a big-time advantage in this stage, because there's only one physical stage, and it's this right here. And at this point, you know, Goku can still have his attack lowered, and he just really doesn't even hit that hard yet. So int-type units just have that advantage in that they're never going to have type disadvantage the whole way through this event. Whereas every other typing is going to have type disadvantage at some point in the difficult parts of the event, right? Because God Goku is Tech, Blue Goku is AGL, Ultra Instinct Sign Goku is SCR, and then Ultra Instinct Goku is Int. So only int-type units are not going to be at a disadvantage once we get to the deep reaches of this fight. So I have previously beaten this with the Android category team, by the way. Now, obviously, with the new LR Cell, plus some other, units that have gotten, like, buffed, like that in Android 13 who I'm bringing, this event is going to be a lot easier. Then, of course, we are also using SCR Perfect Cell. He, of course, is fantastic with his defensive stacking mechanic. I'm probably going to have Mira and SCR Cell, I think, on a rotation together. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when I beat this with the Android category team, it was before SCR Cell even got his EZA. So he, of course, has since gotten much more impressive. Okay, this is actually going to be really good right here, because we're going to be able to give I thought we could give him all the orbs. We will give him these, but, like, obviously SCR Cell, right? You get him 11k super attack, he could heal, you get him a ton of orbs, and he'll do extra damage and have extra defense. Now, I think I would like to see Cell transform. I don't think it's going to be too difficult here, but I'm also at the same time probably not going to hunt for it, right? Like, if I've got to use an item, I'm going to use an item. Really, the point where we will probably see Cell transform, though, would be probably deep in the fight, right? Like, especially, like, with Android 17s running around, giving everyone extra defense. At this point, Goku can still have his attack lowered. I just don't think we're really at too much risk at this point to really, like, sustaining a lot of damage and stuff like that. I do want to make sure that Mira is consistently stacking that defense, right? So, as we get later into the fight, I don't really have to worry about him. But overall, the Android team now is just so powerful. Like, I think for pretty much any event, they're just a very, very well-rounded defensive team. And again, there's still a lot of Androids potentially to come in the future. We could get a stronger Android 17 from the Cell Saga. Maybe it doesn't really help this team out that much right now, because MVP 17 is, like, the best possible leader you could have anyway. He is so good in so many different ways. But that's an Android that could be released. There's still no good Dr. Gero or Android 19 cards. Those obviously need to come. We could get an LR of the two of them together. I think that would work very well. And then even on top of that, all Android 13, 14, and 15, there's still a ton of things they could do there. So, I mean, we could even get a Cell that transforms every single turn, like the Goku, Frieza, and Vegeta cards. There's just really a lot that still could come for this Android category team. And then, now that Dragon Ball Heroes is on the table, I mean, don't forget about Cell X. I mean, that would be great for, like, the giant category team. If you guys play Dragon Ball Super Heroes World Mission, Cell X is very interesting. There's also Super 17 that fuses with Android 18. That's a card. I do think, like, Super Android 13, or excuse me, Super Android 17 and Hellfighter 17 and then GT Android 17, they all could get better cards. One thing that is weird to me is, as of right now, there is no GT Android 17, right? Like, he's in-game, but his name is just still Android 17. I don't think they gave him that GT moniker, so I would love to see them add a new Android 17 into the game, but give him that GT title, right? So then that just gives us, like, a fresh new unit for the Android team. So the Android team still has a lot of potential power in the future. A lot of moments where the androids could continue to get better and better. And then obviously Mira, I guess we could talk about Mira as well. I do think Mira is another character who potentially, especially with Dragon Ball Heroes on the table for Dokkan Fest, I think we could see Mira get like a top tier, like, you know, the boss of Xenoverse 2. Like, he could become a Dokkan Fest exclusive, I think. So, a lot of potential for sure. Okay, so after this, I'm just going to go ahead and skip, I think, to... Honestly, I might skip all the way to Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I mean, we're not struggling even at all. There's just no struggle here. We're completely dominating. Cell is just not taking damage. We know he's going to completely dominate Tech God Goku. Like, I don't even need to show that. So, I think I'm probably going to skip all the way to EGL Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And then, you know, start seeing how Cell is dealing, like, offensively and defensively at that point. Alright, so very, very good news. God Goku super attacked like crazy, and thus Cell is able to come on out and play for us. This is very good. Now Cell becomes a real behemoth. Now, it's interesting. The way Cell works, it doesn't, like, it's difficult to assess how Cell works just on paper, right? Where his passive, where he gets a lot of extra attack and defense per orb. But the way it works is it kind of multiplies into itself. It's kind of like how, like, Tech Beerus or, like, those types of passives multiply into itself. So does Cell's. So if you guys notice, when you get a ton of orbs, Cell's damage skyrockets from usually he's somewhere around 2 to 3 million, but you get like 8+ orbs or something like that, and he all of a sudden jumps up to 5, 6, 7 million. He becomes very vicious, and this is where Android 13 becomes very good. So Cell, I think, is just going to completely sit God Goku down right here with like a 4 million plus attack stat. Let's see. Yep. 4.69. That's no big bad bosses. Just absolutely going to obliterate Tech God Goku right there. Very, very impressive. So as long as you can feed this perfect Cell orbs, you gotta, like, you just have to feed everything to him. Like, if you get everyone out of the way and just feed him nonstop, he's just going to look really, really good. Okay, so Mira's already at 200k defense. I know Cell, if I gave Cell all those orbs, he'd get a nice buff, but I think it would be smarter for me to have Mira right there and go ahead and get that buff. Now, at this point, ooh, look at hold on, all those tech orbs. There we go. There we go. There we go. We keep in Cell going with those orbs, and it's going to be GG. He's going to start just putting out ludicrous amounts of damage. Like, orb changers are going to be so freaking valuable for this guy. Okay. We didn't really want to see this right here, but it's not a big... I'm not going for a no-item run or anything like that. It's not really a big deal. Mira's defense already is pretty high, but he does take a lot of damage right there. Jeez. And Android 17 is going to get hit pretty hard at the end, too, because he doesn't have his damage reduction active, since our health was at max. But let's go ahead and see, like, again, Cell, we're going to see him get even higher next turn, because he's going to have big bad bosses this time. So... oh, and we got his active skill. Should I use his active skill here? I guess we might as well, right? Let's just go for it. Let's just go ahead and pop it. It doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and bust that bad boy out. Let's just start doing this damage. Let's get through this event as quickly as we can. I could have saved it for, like, in UI Goku, which honestly probably would have been a better idea. Because, remember, active skills cannot be dodged. So, it's, particularly against, like, in UI Goku, STR UI Goku, who have that chance to dodge attacks. We wouldn't have to worry about that at all. So, I could do this. But I actually kind of want the healing. So I'm just going to do that right there. I don't actually want to die right here. I'm going to use an Icarus just to be on the safe side. Because I think if physical LR Cell got super attacked, we actually would, I think, die. We'll go ahead and give LR Cell all that. And then now we are sitting very, very pretty. Because Cell's going to heal us up a little bit right here with his 12 key. And then in LR Cell is going to break 5 million in the Legendary Goku event, which is very impressive. Both LR Gohan and LR Cell in the deep reaches of this event can put up absurd damage numbers. Yeah, 5.57. I can't stress enough how impressive that is on the Legendary Goku event. Units don't just do that in here because you have to be playing very, very defensively throughout this event. Like, so, like, putting up those kind of damage numbers are incredibly impressive. That was, like, again, when Cell transforms... Like, this is why we thought he was going to be, like, the second best unit in the game right here. It is exactly this. Because in this form, he is able to bust out just ridiculous amounts of damage. But, unfortunately, they just made it very inconsistent. It's just not something you're very likely to see Cell bust out this form. But when you're in some sort of difficult event like we are right now, like Cell actually can get to that, right? That crazy level of power. So I guess let me go ahead and skip ahead now until we get to SCR UI Goku. Let me just get a turn against SCR UI Goku, right? Alright guys, so here we are against SCR UI Goku. Now, the unfortunate thing here is I do have to use an item. I don't want to, because I do want to see how well Cell will be able to just perform defensively, right? We're not going to get his full attack and defensive buff like usual, but that is still a pretty good number. See, I don't want to... I think just the King Yama should be okay. I don't want to heal, because I don't want to lose big bad bosses, though. I want to continue to see our boy Cell put up impressive damage numbers. I also want to keep these SCR orbs around for Mira and our boy Perfect Cell. So we're not going to get a super attack with 17. Now, this could be bad. I think even with an King Yama active here, I probably could still die, depending upon if physical LR Cell got super attacked. But remember, one thing about UI Goku... Okay, this is bad, but... Okay, we're okay, we're okay. It's just you can't predict. 4.66 is very good, because that's not Cell's full passive right there. It's very difficult to predict where UI Goku super attacks are going to come in. You can't. It's actually, you can't predict it, right? He is very unpredictable. Very often, he'll super the last slot. You know, I did a run, when we brought LR Gohan in here, where I think, like, UI Goku supered, like, 4 times in a row in the second slot. Like, you can't ever predict what he's going to do. Okay, so Mira can get us a lot of healing right here, but this is going to be a difficult portion of the event, you know, with the team build I have here. We saw... here, okay, I'm going to use a Princess Snake, and then maybe next turn I don't have to use an item. It's just, we're running in here with a lot of physical type units, so I do sort of need to use items. I want to get all these physical type orbs for Cell next turn. Okay, I can get that green orb, and then... in LR Cell, we'll be able to get the full rack of orbs that we're, you know, really desiring here. So long as, again, long as you can just keep feeding Cell orbs, he's going to be able to get the job done. And Android 13 is a great unit to have on here. Now, global players, remember that... Ooh, nice. Additionals by Cell is very good, stacking that defense. Remember that in Android 13 is not nearly as good on global right now. He has not yet gotten his EZA. You know, I'm using the EZA version, who is very impressive. On an Android team, he has very good attack and defense, and he's creating those orbs. So he's a perfect support type unit on a team with, you know, orb-hungry units. Like both of these LR Cells are very hungry for orbs, right? Okay, so we could do this. Perfect. And then, bam, there we go. We could just continue to feed Cell, just completely rack it up. I will... use an item here. I'm going to use an Icarus, just to be on the safe side, because, again, physical LR Cell is very squishy in the latter stages of this fight right now. He will not be able to defend at the level we would like to see him defend at, so I do have to keep items up while Cell... Yeah, see, look at that. What is that? We used an Icarus, was it? And Cell's still taking 48k on a normal attack? Like, that's a lot. He's going to heal a little bit of damage up, but if we get super attack, which we didn't, that's just good. And then you're at 4.69. So we, you know, thanks to Android 13 on the team, and, you know, just the way the two cells link up together, we've been able to keep this LR Cell at just like ridiculous levels of damage, man. This has been honestly a very impressive performance, I think, by the new LR Cell. So on Dokkan events, he is so underwhelming, so unimpressive. But both Gohan and Cell, they really are very impressive in these difficult events, man. Super Battle Road, Battlefield, Legendary Goku event, they're just constantly just being very, very good. This is a Dokkan attack turn. So... wait a minute. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is not a Dokkan attack turn, actually. If I don't get the same type orbs... it's not a Dokkan attack. We have an Icarus active, so we're okay. I'll hit this. Not a Dokkan attack. Now we can get LR Int Cell the Dokkan attack on the next turn, and he will be able to finish SCR UI Goku off. You know, then we'll just kind of see how well he'll be able to hold up against Int UI Goku, kind of like just the last, you know, bastion of things that I want to show here. But already, I think this Int LR Cell is beyond impressive for this event. Very, very good. They've done a good job with that. Basically, like, all new units that come out just seem to dominate this event. You know, look at it, like, Tech Dragon Ball Super Trunks, STR Super Saiyan Goku, Physical Dokkan Fest Piccolo, now these two brand new LRs, like, all these new top-tier units, all are just, like, really, really good. Perfect for this event. Okay, so that's not Cell's full passive, but that's enough that the Dokkan attack is probably going to finish this Goku off. He's at 179,000 defense. Just to give you guys context, that is already enough for Cell to take double digits from Int UI Goku's super attack. Or, excuse me, from Int UI Goku's normal attacks. So, yeah, Int LR Cell not going to be hurt that too bad. This will hurt, but not enough that... okay, a little under 300k. I do actually, I think, need to finish off UI Goku right here, or else we're going to be in trouble. You know, Physical LR Cell is going to have to get a crit if Int LR Cell can't finish him off. What's his attack at? 4 million exactly. Okay, so I think if Int LR Cell gets a crit, or he might not even need one, this is done right here. Because we didn't get his full amount of orbs, but we do have Big Bad Bosses active, so he'll be able to do a very nice amount of damage, and... close. Ooh! That's beautiful. So as long as Cell connects, Physical LR Cell connects, we're good. Please connect. Okay. If UI Goku had dodged that, by the way, we would have died. That's why this event can be scary sometimes. We would have died, because UI Goku would have just completely demolished that Cell right there. So, alright. We did heal it back to full, because Cell is just very impressive. I don't think... Ooh, okay, yeah, we're going to use an item right here. We're definitely going to use a King Yama right here. The defensive numbers without 17 around are pretty low. I'll grab all these, but I do want to save a lot of orbs for Int Cell, of course. Okay, we can give him those EGL orbs. I think that'll work pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect. That's a lot. Okay, nice. All right, so let's see. Just one turn of Int LR Cell here against this Int UI Goku, and we're good. This would have done 300k or so, I think, or like 280k or something like that, but we do have a King Yama active. So down to 42k. Super Mirror is really good here. Obviously, SCR Perfect Cell is also really good, you know, just building up that defense, but the issue with the Android category team is SCR UI Goku. Like, he's just really dangerous if you use Physical LR Cell, and then also with the Android 17s. If the Android 17s don't have their damage reduction active, like, Cell will one-shot, or excuse me, UI Goku will one-shot you. Like, it's not funny. Like, he dominates. So, okay, so I can hit this right there, boom, and then that gives us, yep, there we go, boom, okay. So let's see what Cell's gonna look like. What's his defense at right here? 143k, really? Okay, oh, that's without Big Bad Bosses active. So if we have Big Bad Bosses, his defense would go way up. I mean, but I thought we got a lot of orbs. I thought his defense would honestly be higher right here than that. We did see it higher, but again, that I guess was with Big Bad Bosses active. So let's see, like, did his defense not kick in at that point yet? That might be the case, because at 140k or whatever, he'll take damage from Int UI Goku. I think you got to be about like 175k, and then you don't take damage. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think his extra defense had just not kicked in yet. It's hard to tell like where it actually comes in, but there we go. So Int LR Cell, I think, very impressive on this event. One of the best units in the game. He really can carry you. So, you know, global players, you got LR Gohan, you got this LR Cell, and, you know, you're going to be good to go. I think the Android/Cell Saga category team is probably going to cruise through this event. Well, same with the Kamehameha team, because both teams have both of those units on it. They will just cruise through this. So, thanks, guys, for watching. Int LR Cell was definitely very impressive today. And I'll catch you guys next time.